Functions are one of the most important parts of algebra. But what are they? Well, to figure that out, we need to understand the difference between a function and a relation. A relation is a set of ordered pairs in which a value from an individual set has at least one corresponding value from another individual set. The key words here are at least, meaning that there could be more than one. A function is an instance of a relation. However, unlike a relation, in a function, each value from an individual set has its own unique corresponding value. So, it cannot be at least. This might be a little complicated to understand, so let's continue working with it. Take this table for example. In it, all values of x have its own unique value of y, or f of x. This means that this table represents a function. But this table, on the other hand, shows two possible y or f of x values for when x equals 2. It shows that each y value doesn't have a unique corresponding value of x, and therefore represents a relation. This still might be a little hard to comprehend, so let's look at the graphs of these tables to see a visual representation. As you see on this graph, each value of x has its own value of y, just like we saw in the table. On this graph, it shows that at x equals 2, there are two possible y or f of x values that correspond, just like the table. There's a test that we can do in order to see if a graph represents a function or not. It's called the vertical line test. Let's use this graph to understand how it works. When we move the vertical line across the x-axis, we see that it only intersects with one point at a time, showing how there is only one x value for each y or f of x value. By knowing this, we can say that it is a function. Let's do another example. In this graph, we see that the vertical line moves along the x-axis, but at a certain x value, the line intersects with three different y or f of x values at a time. This shows that the graph is a relation. Now that we have an idea of what the vertical line test is, let's go back to the graphs we used before. We know that this graph is a function, and we can confirm it by performing the vertical line test. We see that each value of x has a different value of y. But on the relation graph, we see that at x equals 2, the vertical line intersects with 2 points, when y equals 10 and y equals 20. Now that we know what a relation and a function are and their differences, we know that a function is a set of ordered pairs in which one value from a set corresponds with a unique value from another set. We can also understand the statement: a function is a relation, but not all relations are functions. All relations have at least one corresponding value, but all functions should only have one corresponding value. In the next video, we will continue exploring functions. We'll start to see their real-life applications and the different types of functions there are. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.